And we begin with a quote from Caesar Beccaria. No man ever freely surrendered a portion of his own liberty for the sake of the public good. Such a chimera appears only in fiction. If it were possible, we would each prefer that the pacts binding others did not bind us. Every man sees himself as the center of the world's affairs. You four are descending. I would like an order of descent. It doesn't matter. This isn't going to really affect anything. I just for my own clarity, who do you think went first?
I think Chet went first.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Chet would definitely like take it upon himself to spearhead this.
Sure. Who would go next?
I think Nettie would probably stick close to Chet.
Okay. So we've got Nettie, and then who's after Nettie?
Probably Liam.
Liam, and then Sydney taking up the rear. Sydney, do me a favor. Give me a check on perception, if you would. If that would be so kind of you. And let me know what you get when you get
11.
11. In the distance, Sydney, you hear, oddly enough, a bicycle bell ringing, but it is distant and longing, but it doesn't matter. You're descending down. That is pretty much the most inconsequential thing to you at the moment, I think, if that makes sense to you, but it's up to you if you want to mention it to the party.
I don't think Sydney will. He'll just kind of focus on getting on this ladder.
Okay, no problem. You guys have a really long climb, and above you, you will notice, because the Earth is round, right, and the way distance and proportion works, you'll notice that light of the sky above you is getting dimmer and smaller, and surrounding you is an unnatural blackness, a darkness that almost eats up the light. Do you guys continue down? Okay, excellent. It takes you guys some time, probably maybe about 15 minutes of just straight climbing, and that includes taking breathers on this ladder, and it's just a pool ladder. It's a metal pool ladder that you guys, it seems to be never ending. You can feel the cold tile against you, and it is smooth and glistening. But there is a breakaway. You'll notice, Chet, you will notice first, it's almost like it's been carved into the wall. You see a light below you, in the wall of the pool there. And as you climb further down, you will notice a diorama type scene before you, but it's all proportion. What you are met with is an empty motel room, not dissimilar to the one you were just in. The bed is disheveled and it is seemingly empty. There seems to be a door on the other side, but the wall is flat up against where that carve out is. The carpet is gross. There are clothes for both a man and a woman kind of thrown about on the floor there, and the TV is on. The sound coming from the TV is a cacophony of both, to be as polite as possible, erotic groaning from a man and a woman, and an overture of pigs squealing. What would you like to do?
So this is at the end of the climb, or this is like a cutout
This
in the
is a
wall
cutout.
as we're going
You're
down.
going down. The ladder keeps going.
I think Chet keeps climbing down the ladder. he's gonna kind of look up. Nettie's not wearing a skirt, is she?
Nah, she's got really tight leggings on though.
Yeah.
Yoga pants, you know.
He like takes them up to be like, yeah, like takes it in a little bit. In the game, bro. There's something. I don't think we should go in there, but I'm just gonna keep going down if everyone's okay with that. There's like a hotel room or something. This doesn't look right, bros.
Everybody else might not see this scene before chat yet. You guys will as you pass it, but you certainly hear it. You hear what you can only imagine is the sound of a man and a woman knowing each other biblically in a very loud manner, and the sound of pigs squealing on top of it.
I think Nettie is just like she's just a little nosy. She's just kind of peering down a little to see if she can get a good vantage point until Chet keeps moving. But she's definitely going to look in when she passes by.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said there was like clothes strewn about?
Yeah.
Any clothes we recognize from?
No, not necessarily. Just a t-shirt and a pair of jeans that look like they would fit an average size man, and then like a slinky cocktail dress and a pair of heels kind of tossed away.
Yeah, Nettie's gonna keep moving when Chet moves.
Okay. Does anybody else stop in the motel room?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get a look.
Okay.
Definitely probably gonna peek too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys doing anything with it?
Well, no, we're climbing down a ladder. We ain't exactly got free hands.
Well, you can go into the motel room. It's far back enough, the cutout, that you could step into it.
Can we physically see them?
You cannot see anybody. No.
We just hear it.
You hear it, and there's a TV. You can see the glow of the TV.
I think Sydney's gonna look down at just look down and go, "Hey, why are you stopping?"
Might see some titty. I don't know. Come on. And he just starts slowly going down.
Okay. All right. Again, it's another climb. It's another 15, 20 minutes of climbing and resting as you go. And you come across another cutout. You see before you, Chet, this vast, empty cutout. And it is a big cutout. And you would think that it probably is underground, considering where you are. It is all pristine white. There are rows of long tables with seats already attached to them, cafeteria tables. This is a scene not unfamiliar, especially to you, Chet. This looks like the cafeteria of a college campus. It is sparkling, though. It is so clean. There's a line where you would go and get your food, and then a checkout area. There's trays kind of littered about. But dead center of all of this cleanliness is a group of wild pigs. They have kind of pushed their ways through this table, and they are gorging themselves on what you can only imagine is slop. There are discarded, apple cores and bits of bone, and just general grossness in this center area. And they are squealing and they're rutting, and they are really into this meal, and it is kind of flopping, spraying in their general circumference. What would you like to do?
I think that Chet starts experiencing a little bit of PTSD from the pig monster that chased him in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts off going a little bit faster down that ladder. He starts to clamor a little bit, maybe breaks out in a little bit of sweat, and then looks up again and catches sight of Nettie and kind of like all those breathing techniques she's been working with him kind of flow back into him, and he just nice and steady again and starts pacing himself back down the ladder.
Okay. Does anybody stop at this at all?
I think Nettie scurries by when she sees like the pigs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like something like I don't know. I think she's a little like disconcerted with that.
Okay.
Thanks, creature. Everybody has another advantage.
Liam or thanks, creature. Liam or Sydney. I almost said Siam. I don't know where that came from. Anyway.
I would like to take a little bit longer at this one to kind of see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Yes, I recognize that the scene itself is a little out of the ordinary,
Sure.
but like, is there something that's just that little bit more extreme that maybe not actually looking? You're grinning, so I can tell that this is what you're hoping for.
I'm so glad you asked. Can you go ahead and make me a perception check, please?
I will be happy to.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my advantage on this.
Okay.
Because fucking need it. All right. Let's see here. So that is a 12 of
12.
diamonds.
That works. That's good enough. Liam, what you see in the very far back corner of this cafeteria is, those drop tiles, right? The white drop tiles. One has been moved to the side, and you see a set of fingers kind of reaching over that tile, and you can kind of see an elbow very awkwardly, and in a way you think is not conducive to the human body, drop down, and then a shoulder. Something big is trying to get out of that tile, out of that drop tile there.
Right. Hey, Sydney. Yeah, that ain't just pigs in there. And he does the whole like, hey, y'all might want to go down faster than one rung at a time. Just a quick little yeah, time to go. And he literally does the whole like, instead of going like this, he like grabs the sides and puts his feet out on either side of the rails to try and drop down faster.
I would love for you to do an athletics check for that.
Hey, you know what? I'm good at that.
You're just gonna drop on our heads.
You didn't see what's coming out of the goddamn walls. They're coming out of the goddamn walls, man.
I think that's
Wait,
our friend.
What? Out the walls?
That is a 10.
You don't really find purchase where you think you're finding purchase. And as you try to start slipping, you lose your grasp.
Outstanding.
Into this abyss of black, you find your back finding the wind. Now, I'm going to give Chet a chance to draw to catch you.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Can Nettie also assist with that? Because she's really good with athletics too.
How would
Since she's technically below Liam.
Sure. Would you just be grabbing for another piece of Liam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if
fine.
like Chet grabs one arm, I'll grab the other or one leg.
That's fine. I will consider both your draws then. Go ahead and both draw for me.
I think this is it is my suit. So that's a +5. I got a 16.
Excellent. I think that's the max you can get on this type of draw. Anyway, so you catch Liam by the ankle and he dangles there as you're holding on to him
upside down.
Yeah. So you barely get him. Nettie, you don't really quite grasp his pants. He's kind of going a little too fast. But Liam, I can't express enough the loss of gravity and what that does to a person. You have fallen from great heights, I'm sure. So imagine that same feeling, but almost like in a dream, when you feel like you're falling in a dream and then you Chet's got you, baby.
I think Chet does a couple curls.
With Liam.
While holding on to the other. I mean, I did just get Max on that. So yeah, he did. He hits a couple curls. You all right, bro?
I'll give that to you. I'll give you those curls.
That's one strong kicker.
Right. Should have been a wide receiver. Why didn't you play U of M?
What is your fucking problem, bro?
Nothing. I was just making a comment. You've been great receiver. You can catch. You obviously
Yeah.
got hands.
Right. You want to just like hold on to the ladder and maybe try to right yourself? I can't like do this forever. I know you think that I'm like super strong and all, and I'm pretty strong, bro. I don't want to brag about it, but I did just kind of like one arm catch you and curl you, but you might want to figure your shit out, maybe not scramble so much. I know shit's a little scary right now, but it's okay, buddy. Papa Chet's here. I'm gonna take care of you.
Papa Chet. Sorry, son. No, Slender Man's coming out of the goddamn ceiling up there, and I figured, you know, if you're afraid of pigs, I'm allowed to be afraid of Slender Man. So I'm just trying to fucking go.
I'm not afraid of pigs, bro. Who said I'm afraid of pigs? I'm not afraid of pigs. He like looks up. I'm not afraid of pigs.
You didn't say you were afraid of pigs. I didn't think you were.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hey, why are we stopping again?
Because this guy needs to get the ladder and figure his shit out and start climbing. I can't go anywhere.
So does that put me in the front?
That now puts you in the front, Liam. Yes, unless you want Chet to awkwardly climb in front of you. I don't know how that would work.
I could climb over you, bro. Don't worry. There'll be like a little koala on your back.
Spider monkey.
There will be a whole matter of like balls or ass in the face, and we're not doing that.
There would definitely be a grundle situation, certainly.
Yeah,
and I don't really
100%.
have a mechanic for a grundle situation, so
grab the grundle and sniff.
Yeah, man.
It's definitely athletics.
Smells like kilo body spray. Anyway.
All right, so Liam. So now the order is Liam, Chet, Nettie, Sydney. Okay. Do you guys continue down?
Hey, don't try any more cool moves, bro, because I can't catch you this time.
I know. I won't try and look better than you. I got it.
Well, that's impossible.
Excellent. Okay. You guys continue down. Again, same deal. You guys climb for another 15 minutes, and then you come across, guess what? Another cutout. Shocking. I know. This scene is a little different. There is not so much cleanliness as you have seen with the previous one, but it's not outright gross like you saw with the first. It is simply just there. You see before you in fine marble but old wood, those lamps with the green lampshades on them, sort of in rows at different sections or stations rather. You would recognize this easily as a bank. The bank is seemingly empty. Papers are kind of strewn about. Bills are there. It almost looks very inviting. You could come grab this money very easily, but you hear a sound again in the corner. If you look further enough into the bank, you will notice there is a pig standing over a man. There is blood leaking towards you, and the pig is gorging himself yet again. The man whimpers. He is still alive. He is an average person of average build, of average face, and average life, but he is whimpering, and his hand is sort of reaching out to you, Liam.
Hey, Sydney. This is all supposed to be like a dream, right? Or something, or we're in a world that doesn't exist or some shit, but we're in a place between something, right?
I don't fucking know, man. It's just really weird here.
So there's a pig eating a banker, and I don't know what that's supposed to be, but I'm not sure if I should feel bad or not.
What are we gonna do about it? Just are we stopping again? Like, why? It's how much ladder is left? What's going on?
Well,
just way at the top. You can't see anything. Like,
how like fucked up does this guy like look?
You can't tell. It is an average standard pig size. So for context, this is not talking about a little mini pig. This isn't a potbelly pig. This is a pig. A regular, that's a big animal. I think they stand at like 6.5 feet tall. So you don't really have a good view. But he is alive enough to have the wherewithal to reach out for help. and is whimpering for help.
I think, you know, fuck it. I shoot the pig.
Okay. Make me a perception for aiming.
That is a jack of clubs. That's my suit.
You shoot the pig, it squeals, and it turns around and it's facing you.
Okay.
There's an aggressive stance on this pig. And you will now notice its entire face is covered in this man's blood and it's dripping from him. Um, what would you like to do? It's not taking an action at the moment.
Shoot it again. Continue to shoot until it changes form or stops moving.
Okay, go ahead and make me another perception.
Another perception, you said?
Yeah.
That's a 9 of clubs plus 2, so 11.
All right, you shoot the pig and it kind of stumbles off and it lays down and it's starting to make a strange panting sound. It's just kind of laying there watching you as it's bleeding.
Hey, Sydney, and I think at that, like, he actually goes across to go try and help the guy.
Okay, so you're entering this little...
Yeah, because it's one of those, like, this guy's alive, or at least seemingly alive, so maybe he's another person like us.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have a really poor poker face.
Listen, you went in there.
Oh, yeah.
I think Chet is going to follow, and as he's following, he's going to pull his gun as well.
Okay. Anybody else following in?
Nettie is going to move down enough that if Sydney wants to follow, he can do so, but she's not going to get off the ladder. She's just going to have her gun pointed in case.
Sure. No problem, Sydney. You're muted.
Ian.
Sorry. Sydney will get off the ladder, but like he's kind of keeping a distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you approach this man, he doesn't quite have the injuries that you thought he would, considering the amount of blood. There's some bites, and maybe he's missing a finger or two, but otherwise he seems okay. And he's just kind of whimpering. It's very soft whimper coming from him. It's pathetic, honestly.
You are all right, buddy? Like, what happened? Why was that pig eating you? Are you stuck here like us?
Or how far would you say you're from this man? So from the start of from the ladder to where he is, it's probably about 50 feet.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's not gonna be like, he's gonna be cautious, but not cautious of the man. He's gonna be cautious of if there's any doors or any other spaces that something could jump out from.
Okay, so probably maybe halfway to him.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Chet, are you following right behind Liam?
I think Chet is following. I'd say probably at like a 5-foot distance, but he's also panning the room and like looking around this room, looking a little closer to what's here.
Okay. You'll notice sort of this remnants of a Gilded Age. This is your falsified 1920s bank. It is meant to look opulent in a very cheap way. There's a lot of gold and brass, a lot of wood furnishings, a leather couch off into the distance where there's another desk, and it's obviously meant for some sort of loan officer, right? You see no doors, no drop ceilings, anything like that. But you do see a comically large vault off to one side as well, and it's almost like it's there for show. It's not really utilized for anything. Liam, however, as you were looking at this man, you will notice something is crawling beneath his skin. You are close enough to see, and it is large enough to see. So I'm not going to make you make a check for that, but you see this bulbous mass sort of like going across his body under his flesh. And he's still sort of just whimpering to you as he rolls over on his side and then onto his knees. So he's standing hands and knees, or sitting hands and knees, face to the floor.
Um, I go ahead and shoot him. I've seen the 1986 horror classic, The Blob. I'm not here to fuck around with this one and find out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just set that sucker on full auto and dump a mag into him.
Okay, make me a perception check for that.
That's gonna be a 5.
Okay, you miss.
No, it's spraying
Really
and praying.
bad. It's not good. We'll go ahead and jump into initiative. You went first, so popcorn over to somebody else. Keep in mind this guy gets whoever goes last gets a second turn.
Chet, because Chet's right behind me.
Okay.
Okay, so I see him miss. I'm very glad that I'm behind him still. Does the guy look like he's threatening, or is he still just laying there whimpering?
No, even after Liam has dumped a mag at him, he doesn't really seem to be all that that hostile towards you guys, but you do see that thing kind of roaming around under his skin. And he's just sitting there, he's on hands and knees facing the ground, and slowly he is looking up to Liam, and he's still just sort of whimpering in that way, but he's not necessarily asking for help now.
I think Chet is gonna start backing up.
Okay.
What the fuck, Liam? You're just wasting bullets, man. Shooting pigs, shooting some fucking poor helpless dude on the ground. The fuck is your problem? And he's gonna look back to Nettie. Nettie, start climbing, and he's going towards the ladder.
Nettie's going down.
Okay. Who do you want to popcorn over to? Unless you want to do anything else, because you're technically just doing a movement right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna popcorn over to Sydney because he's the only other person that's actually in the room right now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just, Sydney, don't let the monster go twice.
Okay. I guess Sydney sees Liam miss, and so he rushes past him, and he goes up to the dude to where it's point blank, and he pops 2 right in his face.
Okay. Make me a perception check, please.
Jeez.
And since you're point blank, I will make this a lower roll.
Okay. So 3, it's gonna be a 9.
Okay. I'll give that to you. You do it in his face, and he sort of drops down, but he's still moving, Sydney. And his arms are turning in a way, or they're bending in a way where you don't think, well, actually, you do know for a fact the human body shouldn't do that. You're a nurse. You're very well aware of what the human body can and cannot do. It almost looks like his shoulder blades are pivoting inside of his body so that his shoulders can go up and his elbows up even higher in a very unnatural way. Kind of like a spider, a little bit like a spider would. But he does not make a movement towards you.
Did anybody grab like a knife or a hatchet or anything?
I mean, I have a knife.
Okay. Doing something else would be another action within this
Correct.
situation.
Yes, correct. Okay. You would need to wait for your turn back into initiative. Unless you want to move, you can move. I don't really love the idea of an attack of opportunity when he's not aggressive to you guys, so he would not get one.
I'm gonna popcorn it over to the monster, but then I'm gonna start backpedaling a little bit after popping him.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can move back as much as you want. It's not that huge of a distance, really. Realistically, you could run, skip, and hop away. The monster, for lack of better words, this man, he is continuing to sort of transform. His legs are now rotating in a way that his knees will be pointing back. And his stomach seems to be a little bit engorged. And his breathing is sort of exacerbating that situation. And it's veiny, and the buttons on his shirt are sort of starting to pop off. And this horrible sickly green color is sort of overcoming him. And he looks like he's going to heave. Um, but he does not attack yet. Despite the mess of his face, he is sniffing. And he's kind of doing a little of those numbers. Nettie, this will popcorn over to you. You're last. You get 2 turns.
And he's not hostile yet, right?
No, not yet. He's kind of just curious.
I think she's gonna take one of the mollies out of her her bag and kind of just like huck it up to whoever is closest, just in case. But she's continuing to move, slide down go down.
Okay.
To descend.
No problem. You get a second turn, so you can do something else if you would like. Or you can continue just moving
yeah,
down.
she's gonna keep moving. She doesn't know what the fuck this thing is, but she does not want to stick around to find out. And then I'll popcorn over to Chet.
Okay.
I think Chet sees her kind of put the Molotov up there. He would be closest to the ladder at this point. He's gonna pick it up and do one of these like, got a light, babe? Can she like hand me a light?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, he takes that and he's gonna call to Liam and Sydney to move back. And he's gonna light the Molotov and huck it at this thing. Yeah.
I need 2 checks from you. I want an athletics check, which will be at advantage considering your background, and a perception check.
Okay. All right. Joker. So that is... Okay, so athletics is a 14.
Excellent.
And then, ooh, perception's a 4, so I'm gonna use one of my advantages and re-roll that.
Sure. Okay.
Fucking 5. Woof. Sorry, boys.
So you don't hit Sydney or Liam. You hit the pig instead. And the pig kind of goes up in flames in this horrible squealing sound. And it starts to kind of just run around this bank scene. And then I'm assuming you're going to move as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna get onto the ladder, but I'm not gonna start moving down yet. I'm just gonna get on the ladder and like kind of prep myself. I still have have my gun pulled back out and ready. Can I do stuff like hand something to someone, or is that an action?
No, I'll let you hand something over.
Okay, because I realized that I took 2 Molotovs. I have 2 Molotovs in my bag. So he's gonna take out a Molotov from his bag and roll it towards you, Liam.
Okay.
And just kind of like, hey bro, maybe you got better aim than I do on that one. And roll that at you. And I'm gonna popcorn over to Liam.
I will pick it up, light it, and then throw it at weird distended belly, backward knee banker man.
Okay. It's important to note when you look back at this man, Liam, he no longer resembles a human. His face is this bloody mess that is swollen and undulating and sort of sprouting new growths as you go. It's almost looks like tiny little hands are kind of coming out of his cheeks. You don't really know what they're meant for, and you don't really want to find out. His entire skin is now this like flaky red and green mix. There is nothing human about this thing. And you're chucking it at him now?
Mm-hmm.
Make me an athletics and a perception check, please.
Which do you want first?
It doesn't matter. Just tell me what you're drawing for first.
Athletics, I got a joker.
Okay, just draw again.
I got a 10 in total on athletics.
Okay.
And then on the perception, I got a 9.
I'll give this to you, just because your distance is so close. You hit him, like just before him, you hit him, but the fire will spread out towards him, of course, because that's how it works. And if you've ever burned ants with a magnifying glass, kind of the same concept. His legs sort of like curl up instantly, and he is motionless. You did a great job with, um, just slanging some fire on this gross spider dude. What
I
would you
think
like to do?
I think with that he backs up and
Yeah.
popcornered over to Sydney.
Okay.
Sydney's leaving. Like he's
Okay.
getting back on the he's getting back on the ladder.
Are you guys
Like,
all disengaging then at this point?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
then we can drop initiative. I'm happy with that. Are you guys, if you guys are going back down the ladder? So now the order has changed again. I think it's Nettie, then Chet, and then Sydney, and then Liam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Is everybody okay? Just a check-in with everybody. Everybody's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So you guys continue down. Again, same thing. 15 minutes of climbing or so, and then you hit another diorama. This one is a little bit horrible. Again, this visage of cleanliness, this purity. Again, white tile, and it's ceramic, and it's gleaming, and it is beautiful. And you will notice a row of stalls on one side, a couple of urinals on the other, and then some sinks. But one of the sinks has been sort of mutilated to pull one of the pipes off of it. In the center, you hear a clanking sound. It is metal to flesh to ceramic. Nettie, since you were the first one down, you will notice there's a man over top of another man. His legs are straddling his hips, and every so often you see a swing of the arm up and then a swing of the arm down, and you hear the splattering of blood. He is huffing. He is full of rage. You can see the white knuckle grip in his hand. He is doing this with an anger that you think is unfathomable of a normal human being. He does not notice you. He does not turn to look at you. He is just beating whatever this person is beneath him to a pulp.
I think that Nettie has seen some pretty gruesome things in her life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she also has seen men acting in anger and rage before. And I think that scares her. And I think she's going to kind of look up to Chet and just like, you can hear like sort of the franticness in her voice. Just keep moving. And she's going to quickly descend some more.
It's okay, babe. Just breathe.
She's like, she's shaking.
Okay. Chet, do you keep moving past this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sydney, Liam?
Sydney's ignoring any opening space.
Okay.
Like, yeah, until like it's brought to his attention by the group. Like he's just keeping moving. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Liam?
Liam just kind of like he continues going down like it's that whole like, okay, all right, all these are bad, none of these are gonna be good. Okay, we're just gonna keep on going. Had to check. All right, good enough.
You hear something above you. All of you. A skittering. Why did you guys leave me?
Oh, son of a bitch.
You hear it echo down. It's pretty high up there. I thought you were gonna be my friends.
Bro, it's fucking Mickey Mouse asshole again.
Just wants to be your friend.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. What would you like to do? Do you guys just keep climbing faster? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't look at it. Just keep going.
It's like at the beginning. You guys have been climbing for what, an hour and a half now at this point almost. So he's got some time to get along, although you don't know how fast he is. So I don't know. Maybe you'll find a hiding spot. Who's to say? Oh, I'm to say. That's crazy. Next one
Damn it.
you come across after a little bit more climbing. We'll say maybe it takes you closer to 10 to 15 minutes to get down because you're moving a little, you got a little pep in your steps. You see a white light. There is no room for you to go into, but you do see a white light, and it is silhouetted by a cross. And you are face to face. So if the ladder is here, what you're looking at is probably about here on the other side, right? You are face to face with Biff Malibu's crucified body. It is rotting, swollen, bloated, as decaying bodies tend to do. There are bits of frostbite on his decaying fingers, and he's got these wonderful pit vipers on, but you can see the milky eyes of death beneath them. And as you come to Biff's face and you're face to face with him, you think that he would say nothing as he is dead, but he is begging for you to help him. Oh, no, 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 no. I wish you could have just tried to help me.
I think that Nettie closes her eyes and she reaches a hand up to kind of tap on Chet's leg. Just don't look at this one. Just close your eyes, and then she's gonna keep moving. And I think that image of Biff is sort of burned into her mind though, and a little bit of like bile rises up in her throat as she just keeps descending.
Okay. Chet?
I think Chet, he can hear Biff's voice. He already knows what he's about to see. And he listens to Nettie and he screws his eyes real tight and is going down. And as he's going down, he's just like trying to control his breathing, trying to like stay as calm as possible, but there's a tear streaming down his cheek. He just keeps trying to remind himself that it's not him. It's not really him. He's back up there in that cooler.
Okay. Sydney, as you come across Biff, I would like you to make me a madness check.
Yeah, okay. That's yeah, here we go, y'all. It's a 5.
That's a fail.
Yeah.
Before you do anything, the moment that you are face to face with Biff, you feel Biff's arms and hands wrapping around you, and he is trying to pull you into him. The ladder is gone. Liam, Chet, and Nettie are gone. It is just you and Biff in this glowing white light, and he is holding on to you, and he's squeezing like a python. He wants to take you to the grave with him, and he is begging you, why didn't you help me, Sydney? You're supposed to help me. Why couldn't you help me, Sydney?
I think everyone just hears and sees Sydney start wailing. Like it is just a deep curdle scream. Like there's no direction to it. There's no like there's no sense of control on it. He's just losing it on this ladder.
I think Chet is below trying to get like a look at Sydney past Liam. Bro, what's going on up there? What's happening?
I think what you see is just Sydney just frozen in place as this is happening. But for Sydney, for you, he is squeezing tighter and tighter, and you are losing your breath. It is getting harder to breathe. You can feel your ribs starting to crack and break, and he's squeezing you harder, and he's just begging, please, why didn't you help me, Sydney? You're a nurse. Where are you supposed to do this? Isn't this your job? Why didn't you help me?
I think the screams are still kind of going, and he's just like having a hard time now that he's kind of hyperventilating, what have you, and I think one of his hands slips off of the ladder.
Okay. I would like you to make me an athletics check to make sure you hold on to the other end. Or with your other hand, rather.
I'm gonna use an advantage.
Okay.
Didn't help. It's a 4.
Sydney, you fall. And it's up to your friends now. Whoever wants to reach out and grab for Sydney.
I'm gonna try to catch him.
Okay. Go ahead and make me that athletics check, baby.
Okay. We're gonna use an advantage. Thank God. That's a 14.
You get him. You got her boy. You got her boy. But for Sydney, you're still in this. You're still at the spot in the ladder, and Biff is still coiling around you, and he's trying to squeeze you to death.
Do I have? Go ahead.
How do I catch him?
That's up to you. How do you want to catch him?
I think I catch him by like the scruff of his shirt, because you're wearing scrubs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I catch him by like his shirt as he's passing. I like snatch it out of the air.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of stretch and dangle him and be like, babe, I need you to work your magic. He's freaking out, man. He's freaking out. Work your magic. You got this.
Nettie's gonna like grab Sydney and pull him up like onto like the ladder. Sort of, she's gonna swing around with one arm and pull him onto the ladder. And she's gonna be like, Sydney, you gotta stop, man. You're fine. We're here. You're all right. It was nothing.
He's still kind of not catching his breath a little bit.
So she needs to make the charm check first to get you out of it.
Yeah. Oh no, he's still completely losing it.
Screaming. Yeah.
Well, now he's there's nothing coming out because he's having a hard time breathing.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, you've come out of it, and you are almost like sucked back into reality, and you are a dangling man.
It's just it goes from like catching your breath to like eyes opening and just
seeing blackness.
Yes.
Excellent.
Don't worry, Sydney. Don't worry. I got you, bro. I got you. You just reach out and take hold of the ladder. It's all right.
Nettie's gonna like move down the ladder. She's gonna like pat Sydney on the chest. Breathe, all right, breathe. And then she's gonna make room for Sydney in between her and Chet.
It's kind of like hooks his arm like across the ladder and just kind of like just gets himself together. And he's looking at the ladder, just looking up and down and freaking out when he's getting it.
Does that put Sydney now ahead of Chet?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Liam.
No one else fall, please.
Please don't fucking fall, man.
Please no one else fall.
I have one advantage left, bros, all right?
That means to give the party more advantages, right, Chet? Liam, you are passing by Biff, and it's the same thing as Nettie and Chet. You don't have, unfortunately, whatever happened to Sydney. I have no idea. That's crazy. Wild. Who would think of such things?
I know.
But Liam, do you do anything with Biff?
Oh, yes.
What do you do with Biff?
Oh, yes. He's had his eye on one of Biff's possessions the whole time. And the longer he spends in this particular environment, the more and more his sanity slips away. And, well, since Biff is gone, I guess he doesn't really need them pit vipers anymore. And he's like gonna reach out to try and grab the pit vipers off of Biff so he can wear the pit vipers.
You take the pit vipers.
Does Biff have eyes under those pit vipers?
They are milky white eyes.
You think I'll get any bitches with these?
You just hear him repeating, please. Why didn't you save me?
Oh, well,
Why didn't you save me?
What do you guys think? Look pretty good, huh?
I think you look down and Chet is just like scowling at you. You just wait till we get off this fucking ladder, bro.
Does
That
that
Juju
seem
taking
like?
stuff from the dead.
Does it really think we're gonna get off this ladder anytime
If you
fucking
wanted
soon?
some fucking pit vipers, bro, and he like rustles around in his fanny pack and pulls out his pair, you could have just fucking asked. You don't have to take them, man. You have to take them from Bit. That's fucked up, dude. That's You wait till we get down there. And he's like starting to scurry faster. I'm gonna meet you down there, bud.
At the parking lot at 3 o'clock behind a Wendy's, you little shithead.
Yeah, you just keep talking, bro. Just keep fucking talking.
Waffle
There's
House
really
classic.
You're a disappointment to your father.
there's really no dignified way of climbing down a ladder now, is there? It's not a tough action. Okay, well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, and there's a little bit, everybody's mad at each other.
Thanks, Patrick, for the advantages.
Patrick's a peach. You guys keep climbing, I'm assuming. And you come across the bathroom scene again. The body that man was beating is laid lifeless and limp. There is no face. It has been pulverized into oblivion. But that bloodied pipe in that man's hand is still in that white knuckle grip, and he is now facing you. And he starts clinking on the ladder as you get closer to him.
I think Nettie's got her gun out as soon as she hears something clinking on the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And she's descending, and as she descends, she maintains eye contact with the man.
Okay. Do you take any actions to him?
No, she's just moving, but she's just sort of in a sort of an effort of like
Okay.
maintaining dominance in the situation and almost like daring him to try something
Okay.
with her gun out, but to like let them pass as she's walking. She's going down.
Okay. Sydney, what are you doing with this man?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Like I am allowing Nettie to Wonder Woman her way through this. Like, and I'm following anything she's got going on.
All right, Chet. Chet's a little strong. Doesn't Chet want to start a fight? Chet's a little spicy.
Chet wants to fucking feed Liam his teeth right now.
Okay.
This guy, however, does it look like he's ignoring the other two as they're going down?
He's not so much ignoring as he's not instigating.
Okay. I think Chet's just fuming, just climbing down. It's almost like that dude isn't even there. Like he's so caught up
Okay.
with thoughts of like his anger at Liam right now.
Okay. And Liam.
Liam just waves as he climbs down.
Okay. You climb further and you hear that skittering above you. And it's getting a little bit closer. But you're not quite sure how close. You don't really have a sense of time in this darkness. But you keep going. And you are met with your motel room from the Thunderbird Motel. The TV is turned to face you all as you climb past it. And you see Ron Fogelman one more time on that television, except for on the screen, right where his face is, he's holding a press conference. You see little horns, a little goatee, and a little squiggly tail, devil tail, kind of behind him, as if somebody's done that in Sharpie. He is addressing a group of individuals. You can see cameras kind of flashing and a boom mic kind of dipping in and out, as this is sort of a hurried process. He does not look at you. He's not regarding any of you at any point, but he is speaking. There is no reason why the public should believe that we have opened up the gates to hell. We are a people of reality. And as a Christian man myself, I swear it to God and to the American public that this is both a false and ridiculous claim. He goes on, and as you're watching this, his face becomes more distorted and turning red, almost a comical scene of a devil superimposed over his actual face, and it kind of twists and turns like the bad bunny ears on a TV. You can't quite get the signal just right. The voice is distorted to almost sound a little bit like your friend above you. Um, do you do anything, or do you just keep climbing, Sydney?
I'd like to make an understanding pool,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna use an advantage on this one.
What are you trying to understand?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to. So this particular room lit a light bulb in Sydney's head,
Mm-hmm.
and so now he's trying to go back through what happened to where he is now to make a statement.
Okay. Go ahead and make that understanding check then.
So that's gonna be, I got a 8 in my suit, so it's 9 to 11.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
So the first, Sydney gets off the ladder and he goes into the motel room.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns around and he goes, the first hole was 2 people fucking. The second hole was a bank.
No,
No, the
second was cafeteria.
second hole was cafeteria. The third hole was the bank.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth hole was a crazy dude beating up somebody, killing someone. And now this is their 5th one, right?
Nope, then it was Biff and then the crazy dude watching you guys.
Biff, and then the crazy dude watching us, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You guys get it, right?
Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down. That's for damn sure.
Chet
So we
looks
should be
clueless.
It's the advance of our time here.
No.
Yeah.
Cool. God, well, these are the Dante's Inferno. Anybody picked up a book?
Oh, like the circles of hell?
This is what we're going through. So we're getting pretty close to the bottom.
How many circles are there?
I forget, it was 9, right?
Make me,
Nah.
make me
Yeah.
an understanding check again, Sydney.
Sure. Oh, beautiful.
You see
Uh,
Chet like counting on his
13.
fingers.
Okay, that's great. That's perfect. I will give this to you because you are so smart. Love this for you. You did a very good job figuring it out. You are at, technically, since you started in the pool, the 7th gate, right? So there is a gate above you. And you can figure out, Sydney, I will give this to you.
It's purgatory.
Excellent. So you have one more gate to get down to.
Okay. Ooh. Sunday school came into handy for once. We're almost at the bottom. We just got one more of these to go through.
Surely it's not going to be the worst one. Nettie does not look convinced by her own words.
Okay. It's just gonna kind of sit with that too. Yeah. Gets back on the ladder. Starts climbing
Okay.
down.
Bros, I gotta start reading more. I don't understand anything you guys are talking about. Are we going to hell?
I think
We're already there, kiddo.
Okay. Do you guys keep climbing? Who is first on the ladder? Or
I think technically Nettie would still be first.
Okay. Nettie, your feet hit solid ground. And there's a crunch to the grass.
I think Nettie steps back on the ladder.
Hey.
And she looks up at Sydney. You said there was one more, right?
Was it cold?
It's kind of airless. There is no temperature. You don't really have an idea.
okay, here we go. And he like shuffles his way past. It's super awkward. Like he's just going down. It just pops down with like one of these like
It's solid ground. Do all of you get off the ladder?
I think seeing Sydney's bravery or stupidity, Nettie will follow.
Okay.
Chet follows. Chet also waits at the
Okay.
side of the ladder for Liam.
Liam unfazed, just.
As soon as Liam gets in range, Chet's gonna deck him in the face.
Give me an athletics check.
Can I oppose that?
You get a perception check
Okay.
to see it coming.
That's... God, I want this so bad. I'm gonna use an advantage.
Hey.
I got a 12 and I got a club, which is my suit.
Okay.
Damn, I got a 9.
Sydney kind of leans over to Nettie and be like, this actually kind of makes sense because this is where treachery usually happens.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm letting this happen. You know what, Chet? I'm gonna give this to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna give him a fake out. You give him a little. You feel yourself withhold because you know that you need Liam and Liam needs you. You are two of the physically strongest of the group, and you don't know what you're facing.
I think in this moment, though, being that close, you see that like Liam has one big dilated eye and one not so big dilated eye, that he is very checked out at the moment.
Okay.
I think he kind of does like one of these, and then he like leans into you. It was not cool, man. I tried to save his life. We tried to save his life.
Yeah, and
Not cool, man.
Okay.
but we're all dead. What's the matter?
What if we're not?
Well, then I mean, I guess that good book is definitely fucked up then.
You reach this house of holy in its gleaming neon glory. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost cascade through red windows onto a lawn before you. You all look around to see that you are now standing in an empty field. The desert has forsaken you, leaving you in the tall blades of purple muley grass and wild rye. Electric and glorious, you feel both serene and horrified at this holy visage. It is a severe building before you. Sharp angles and fading white paint. The door on it is painted in a sticky red, so dark that it almost looks black and glittering, with a cross bearing 3 lines, the bottom of the 3 angled downwards. As you approach this door, you hear a pounding from the other side. Something is in there and it wants out. But you stand there, cast in the red glow from the windows and the crosses, and that door pounds so fiercely, you are drawn to it as lights begin to flash rapidly. A disco of divine violence. Understanding check, please, everybody. Thank you.
What are kings again?
That's a 12, isn't it? 10, 13.
Are aces high?
Aces are high.
Sick.
16 then.
3. Okay. Everybody but Liam realizes this. You realize that there is no church, there is no government operation. As Sydney has figured out, the 8 floors that you have passed are the gates of hell as depicted in Dante's Inferno. You are now standing before the 9th gate, and something of great evil, the Lord of Flies himself, is unhinging his maw, and he wants to swallow you up. You guys are here in this field now, before this church. If anybody would like to make an understanding check to figure out what kind of church it is,
Hell yes.
go ahead.
And I'm going to use an advantage just because.
Okay.
Oh, snap. So a king is 12 or
Yeah.
thir
Yes.
13, 12?
No, it's
Okay.
13, 13,
13.
13. We
13.
already just discovered that bones
Yep.
can't count.
Right.
Um,
Yep. So that's gonna be a 15.
okay. And Sydney,
11.
11. As Nettie or Chet, do either one of you want to make an understanding check?
I'll try it.
3. Okay. Okay, little
Oh
baby.
shit! I pulled an ace, so a 14.
Oddly enough.
What the fuck? Who? Yeah, maybe I should have saved that for something useful for me.
Maybe.
Chet's eyes go wide and she starts painting pictures in the air.
I'm the chick with the math going in front of my face. I'm like, oh.
No, this is just the one class Chet paid attention to.
The professor's really hot.
Really hot, yeah.
Okay, well, Chet, Liam, and Sydney, you all will recognize this church as a Russian Orthodox church.
Myriad knew that, but Nettie
I
did
know.
not.
I know, sweet baby. You hear that pounding on that door, and you hear something gurgling, gnashing, growling on the other side. You have windows that you can look into. There's 2 windows on either side of, or on each side of the building itself. It's a 1-story building. There is a porch that leads up to it. There is a steeple that is very harsh, like I said, and very severe. You have depictions of the Russian Orthodox cross, and it is this like strobing red effect over all of you, and you can almost hear the tinnitus in your ears kind of going off. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's anywhere else we could go. So
Can't go backwards.
I don't know, that Mickey Mouse motherfucker's up there, so I'm gonna pass on backwards.
I
don't
think
think we-
Nettie's gonna go up and look to like in the windows.
I also don't think we can go backwards. If there's any way out, it's gonna have to be through.
Is this like an as above, so below kind of bullshit? Right.
So Nettie's going to look in the windows.
Yeah.
Make me a perception check.
I think Chet's following after her and he's got his gun out.
Excellent.
That's at a -1 though.
That's fine. That's high enough. You're peering through the windows. You see 6 pews, 3 on either side, a dais up at the front, more vestiges of the cross, of course, and depictions in that traditional idol fashion that you would see in Russian Orthodoxy. And the pews are lined with shadow figures of large and small size, almost like families. They are humanoid in shape. They are all facing any direction. You don't really have a way of discerning where they're looking. It is just these black shadow figures, and that strobing effect is flashing rapidly over your face, and there's almost a bluish tint to it as well. And you think for a moment, Nettie, maybe that blue is an ounce of help and hope. But you see nothing at the door.
I think Nettie's gonna go up to the door then and kind of look back at the group.
Chet's following you. He's got his AK out. You wanna open it? I'll be ready.
She'll look to Liam and Sydney as well.
I think
She doesn't want to open it without like everyone's permission.
I think Liam ditches the AK, reaches into the bag, and pulls out a double barrel shotgun. If he knows anything, he knows that double barrel shotguns and hell go hand in hand, so he's just gonna go follow that logic.
Okay.
Cities.
Ready to go.
Let's fucking do it. You're gonna do it.
Nettie, you touch the door handle and press your palm to the door to push it open. It is so sticky if you were to look back at your hand, it is covered in red. It is coppery. It is unmistakably blood. Dried, drying, old blood.
She's gonna kind of look down at her hand and give it a one wipe, despite going and pressing it right against back against the door, and she's gonna push it open.
The moment you open the door, you hear a gasp of a man. Just a sudden. There are no shadow figures that you saw when you looked through the window. It is empty, and the flashing has stopped. Do you enter?
She looks at Chet and she'll give like a nod, and she'll take a step forward into the church.
Okay. Does the rest of the party follow?
Chet's gonna follow and even do so much as to reach out with his free hand and kind of take her shoulder and pause her in her step so he can pass in front of her. Just stay behind me, all right?
Nettie readies her gun and she gives a firm nod. I'm right here.
As you travel further into the church, you feel a distinct squelching under your feet, under the carpet. It is wet. It's almost as if with every step, blood boils up from its fibers and pools around your feet. How far into the church are you going?
This is a pretty big, pretty open church.
It's small. It's probably about the size of trying to think of a good, probably about 30 feet by 30 feet, if that. It's pretty small for a building.
Like your countryside church.
A
you know?
countryside.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Not large at all. As far as openness, the pews are in your way from side to side. The aisle is clear. The dais is open, other than like the built-in dais itself. The walls, however, are inundated with idols. And for anybody who doesn't know, I'll give this to everybody for free. Idols are what Russian Orthodoxy priests would paint, specifically very predominantly in the medieval era, of depictions of Christ and the Virgin Mary, and they're like wooden paintings, and they are inundating the walls with those crosses as well. It's almost like they're layered on top of each other.
I think Chet is a big fan of action films. And every action film he's ever watched has like taught him some stuff. And that's all coming into play right now. And as he's walking down the aisle, he's almost clearing this room. Like he's looking with his gun down the sight to each side of the pews, and then but keeping a steady line going up to that dais.
Does everybody make it into the church? Yes. Okay, excellent. Liam, I'm assuming you were the last one in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
The moment your feet cross over that threshold, the door slams shut. It is loud and it rattles the idols on the wall.
I'm betting we're meant to stay.
You hear a sigh. What would you all like to do as you are now fully in the church?
He's gonna keep moving
Going
towards
up
the
to that
front.
dive.
Yep.
Got it. Nettie, what are you doing? Following Chet?
She's following Chet, but she's looking at the pews where she had seen the shadowy figures. And I think she almost like instinctively looks to the pews to see if there's any name placards, because her church They used to have like the name placards for like the families.
No, but make me a perception check.
King.
Okay. Easily, you find in the backs of the pews, you find a Bible, of course. It's written in Russian. It's the Cyrillic is as clear as day. And you find um, travel brochures written in English for Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, pretty much any of the Soviet blocs or the countries within the Soviet bloc. They're dated very much from the 80s, people wearing like windbreakers, jumpsuits, athleisure type outfits, smiling, happy faces. Um, but you find no placards, no name cards, just these travel brochures.
I think she's gonna pick up a Bible and one of the brochures.
Okay.
She's gonna follow after Chet.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything?
I
Is
think.
there... Go ahead.
Go ahead. You first.
Okay. As we're getting closer to the dais, is there any visible writing?
Not on. Are you looking on the walls or anything?
Yeah. Well, I actually wanted to take a moment to see if there was any writing over the threshold of the door, whether on the inside as we walk through.
No, there's no writing over the door.
Okay. Anywhere else maybe that's perceptible?
No. No, so the walls are, like I said, inundated. Like, there is not an inch of like the interior wall not covered by these idols.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all I wanted.
And Liam.
I think he's slowly starting to mumble under his breath as he's looking around. And he's kind of repeatedly taking in everything that's around him, not wanting to believe it. And he just kind of keeps reciting under his breath Psalm 23.
Okay. I'm gonna roll. Liam, make me a perception check.
You got it. Ooh. Ace is high. So that's a 14 because aces are 14, so 15 because my perception's 1.
Okay. You feel something wrap around your ankles. It's a hand, a gnawing, clawing hand. And actually, I'm gonna make a draw on this. With one jerk, you feel it kind of pull you back, right? But it doesn't quite knock you off your feet, but it is pulling for you.
I think I just level the shotgun at whatever it is and pull the trigger.
You feel the release of whatever this hand was.
And I think you like after the gun goes off and he just says, "I will fear no evil."
Okay. Do you continue, Chet, to the front? You make it there quite easily. It's not a long walk, of course. As you take each step, it's a squelching, awful, wet sound. It's something that will haunt you probably forever. It's echoing, oddly enough, in this tiny church. You get to the dais, and there is a Bible there, open, but none of the pages have anything discernible unless you suddenly speak Russian, which, as much as I would love to give Chet the understanding check for that, that one is a little bit far-fetched. But there is a Bible there, and as you stand there at the dais, you will notice there are those shadow figures sort of looming about, but no longer at the pews. They are, in fact, in the corners of each of the four walls, and then up at the steeple as well in the rafters. And they are unmoving, but they're almost drawn, magnetized to those corner spots. What would you like to do?
I think he's looking for a way through, a way out. So, and I think that would include like looking at the ground if there's any like trap doors down here, if there's doors beyond this area leading out to the back of it. He's doing like a general like search of the area.
Yeah, okay. Give me a perception check then, and we'll figure out what you find.
That is a 7.
Okay. You don't quite find any trapdoors or anything, but I will give you this. I'll give you something to find. You do find a rosary there on the dais.
He's gonna pick that up.
Okay. It is red, beaded, and silver chain. It's cheap. Almost like somebody picked it up from a corner store. But the beads are worn. You can tell somebody had rubbed those beads often and with great fervor. As you all are sort of taking in this scene, you hear that gasp again, that sudden from a voice, and then a chuckle. And I would like everybody to make me an athletics check as the ground beneath you begins to rumble.
I'm gonna use an advantage on that.
Same.
That is a 12 for me.
Okay. Nettie, you got a, what is that, a queen?
Queen +2.
Okay. Sydney, what was it, Jack?
Jack. Yeah.
And what did you use? What did you get, Liam? An ace. Okay. You guys all find purchase on something, right? You all, either it's a pew or the dais or the ground itself or whatever. But you feel suddenly this sudden violent ripping of the earth beneath you. The floorboards are beginning to split straight down the middle, and those shadow figures are now sort of darting about above you in those rafters. And as the wood cracks and that carpet kind of like falls between the splintering of the floorboards, you suddenly will notice the earth is churning beneath it in a way that is both unnatural and grotesque. You will notice there is something trying to dig its way out. You might not have found your own way out, but you definitely will see something has found its way in. What would you all like to do? We'll start with Chet.
I level my gun at it.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start an initiative then. Make me a perception check to aim.
That's a 7.
Okay. You kind of fire around it, you nick it a couple of times, but you don't really quite fire anything. There's not a whole lot for you to shoot at, except for this ghoulish, long-fingered black hand with these long, sharp claws starting to reach out. And you do hear, with that perception check, you do hear, "I told you to let me out!" It is coming for you now, but go ahead and popcorn over.
I'd like to note that Chet also, when he picked up that rosary, he kind of wrapped it on his gun, almost like a charm. I am gonna popcorn over to Nettie. Also, thank you, Jenga, for the advantage to Ian. Ian, you're up to 3 advantages.
I think that Nettie is going to... She kind of knows this is probably fruitless, but she's going to light a molly and toss it into the pit.
Okay. Make me an athletics and then a perception check. We'll take athletics first.
Athletics is going to be a 10.
Okay.
And then perception is going to be a 6.
Who is by the pews? Who would be by this opening closest?
This is something that I'm going to want to use an advantage on.
I would.
Okay. Yeah, you might want to go ahead and use an advantage on that.
Jack of Hearts.
Beautiful. It is a higher roll because there's not a whole lot for you to aim at.
Yeah.
But as soon as the fire hits and kind of explodes onto this creature that you are facing now, you will notice there is a rumbling laughter beneath you. It is quite pleased that you have done this. And it is going to another arm, and it's long, and as long as it is also muscular. It kind of slams down on one of the pews. There's almost an impossible size to it. Surely this one arm can't lead to a beast that is small enough to fit in this church here. And those pews kind of go clattering, and all the Bibles and brochures start flying about, and it is happy. It's a happy camper. Who would you like to popcorn over to?
I'm gonna popcorn over to it.
Oh, okay. There is a big swipe of the arm across the pews across from it. I'm assuming that is going to be Sydney and Liam. So I'm going to go ahead and draw. That is an 8. Liam and Sydney, make me a contested draw if possible. I would like to know your perception.
Perception. I have a perception of 2, or or with the card.
With the card. What's your draw?
Okay. So queen plus 2, so
14.
14.
Yep.
11.
11. You both, for some reason, have amazing foresight and are able to leap just out of the way towards the dais to avoid being swept by this claw. As it draws down again and sinks its claws down into the wood, you see a shoulder now starting to emerge, and with it, this sort of jutting of almost ichor kind of spiking out and coming either way. This is not just a normal body. This isn't some sort of beast. This is almost something that is ethereal in its darkness. And I will popcorn over to Liam.
So do I have like a form of any kind, like an appendage?
The arm is there,
So-
but you have this black ichor jutting out of the skin.
Okay. Did we just dodge out of the way, or did we fall back, or
You dodged. You dodged.
Okay. All right.
You did a cool roll.
Oh, sweet. I think that he is going to pop back up, and then he is gonna unload the other barrel at the arm that is popping out. And he's just muttering to himself. He's like, "I'm a mechanic. I'm fighting demons in hell, and I've got a shotgun." Fucking. So he is just losing his shit, but he's holding on by reciting what scriptures he remembers from catechism.
Okay, give me a perception check.
That is another queen.
Okay, you fire into it. Its arm kind of flails out of the way, almost like it's being burnt by something. But then it clumps right back down again, and you feel the earth shifting beneath you, and this chasm it's creating is like yawning as you do this, or as it does this. But go ahead and popcorn over. I'm assuming over to Ian. He's the last one, and Ian, you get 2 turns at this.
Jeez. So we essentially see something clawing its way out of the floor. Yeah.
Yes, and it is soon to pop out.
Anything I feel we do it feels like it's helping. I'm gonna be straight with y'all. I don't know what to do. I guess just following suit with everyone else, just gonna start unloading in reference to the arm. Oh,
Okay.
Great.
Another perception check.
Yeah, I got an ace.
Okay. Are you doing anything while shooting at it?
I don't know what you mean.
Okay, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, little baby.
I guess another thing is
Like a prayer.
because we can't, yeah, I'm
Like a
singing in
virgin?
the background.
Sing Madonna. Sing Madonna. It'll help.
No, in the background is like, I've seen this episode of Supernatural. Carry on, Just-
Beautiful. This
Dean just comes out of nowhere. Thank you, we're saved.
we did it. I'd like to make an understanding roll, because this doesn't seem right. Like we're pumping bullets into this thing and it's having a great time, because we hear the laughter, we hear the breathing and the cackling, and it's still pushing forward. Like, I'd like to know if this is actually helping.
Make me an understanding check then.
Oh, I don't understand shit. I'm using advantage.
Okay.
Okay, so much better. Boom.
Okay, beautiful. You will notice that the bullet that whizzed past it, that Chet fired from his AK, that is wrapped with a rosary, has left actual wounds.
Beautiful.
And
Are
it's
there
just a
any
nick.
more?
I don't know. Make me a perception check real quick. Well, we'll do that on your next turn. Popcorn over it. Well, you go twice, actually, so you can do it now, actually, if you'd like to check.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, check around for a rosary. Do a perception check.
It's 7.
I'll give you this. I'll give you because you found a rosary, buddy. You got one.
I found a
Yeah.
rosary. Awesome. He's gonna snatch it up, and he's gonna like, is Liam right next to him?
Yeah, I imagine he's probably fairly close.
Dude, he just like pushes it right into his chest, and he's like, wrap that around your arm, the gun somewhere. Whatever you do, use this.
Okay.
Oh,
Who do you want to popcorn over to next?
I'm gonna pop it back to Chet on this one.
All right, I think Chet is going to take the last Molotov from his bag and light it and toss it into the hole. This could be so bad.
Yeah. Give me that athletics check, buddy.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna use my athletic ability to double my stat score. So that's gonna be a 13.
Okay, and give me a perception check.
10.
Okay, you launch it right into that chasm, and you feel another set of rumbling laughter. It likes this. You understand now. It likes this. It is fire. It is a hellfire beast. It wants fire.
Oh.
Yeah. So with that being said, he's going to make another lurching out of this, and you finally see the head pop up. It's almost like it's being born. It is very canal-like in this chasm. Happy birthday! And as it lurches up and you see its face, it kind of rolls back and forth. It's got the face of a pig, or head of a pig, rather. And its teeth are long and gnashing and wrong, but you see the eyes, and it's those milky white eyes from Biff. But go ahead and popcorn over to somebody else now.
I'm gonna give it to Nettie.
Surely there's a crucifix on the wall.
There is. It's nailed in there pretty hard, so you'll need to make an athletics check to yank it off.
Okay, I'm pretty strong.
Okay.
Not on that. We're using an advantage. Definitely not on that one.
Just kidding. You got it. It yoinks right off. And it kind of stumbled back a little bit, but you catch your bearings. That is pretty much your whole turn using that.
Can I move up to get it in, like, to be within sort of melee with, like, one of its arms?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see if this is going to do any damage to it on my next turn.
Certainly, by all means.
And regrettably, I will popcorn over to the creature.
Okay. The creature, now with vision, kind of takes a look around at all of you, and does another backhand sweep across. Now what I would need is, sorry guys, just the way that the cookies crumble. Sydney and Liam, make me another perception check to see if you guys are gonna dodge out of the way.
I'm here for your fucking Dark Souls mechanics. Let's fucking go.
Yeah? You need to juke it?
Fuck yeah, I am. 10 with a
10?
club.
Okay. Okay.
What was it? Athletics, you said?
No, perception.
Perception? Oh, it's a little bit better, but it's a 6 altogether.
Sydney, what's your athletics? Let's look.
It's a -2. I'm a smart boy. I'm not a jumpy boy.
You have a determination point. If it hits you right now, it will kill you.
Okay.
So would you like to use that determination point to redraw?
Yes.
Okay.
You also have 2 advantages still.
Yes.
Okay. This is exactly what I signed up for on the Sunday. Here we go.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna be fine.
Great.
Okay. So perception, or is it gonna be athletics this go round?
It's perception still.
Okay, so 11.
11. You make it. You dodge out of
Okay.
the way. You're safe. You didn't die yet.
Yes.
It's going to use its movement though to pull its knees up. And when I say knees, you know how like some birds have their knees go backwards?
Like a flamingo.
Yeah. Like that.
I hate flamingos.
Exactly like that. And its bottom half is that Icarus type, not flesh, and it is kind of spiking out in other directions, and it's not quite hitting you guys yet, but you have a certainty by just looking at it that you don't want to be hit by those. So just keep that in mind. It's done its action, it's done its movement. It's gonna popcorn over to it's been Nettie's gone.
Nettie and
Jet's
Chet are
gone. We'll go over to Sydney.
Cool. I guess following suit of what Nettie did, goes over to the wall and pulls off a crucifix as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Make me an athletics check.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, you can do it easy, man. No problem.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna just take that crucifix and I'm gonna take some of the surgical tape out of my pouch and just wrap it around my gun. That's it. That's all.
I'll give that to you. Okay, that's fine. And then we'll popcorn over to Liam. Liam, you get 2 turns.
Great. Let's see here. This is probably not gonna work, but this is Kurt's idea, so therefore it's Liam's idea.
Listen, I'm into it. Look, rule of cool, baby, do it.
He's gonna grab one of his bottles of water, drop the rosary in it, and then pop a hole in the top of the bottle, and then like squirt the demon with it.
Okay. Give me a perception check to see if you can aim it.
Okay. It's a 9.
Any pluses to that at all?
I have an advantage.
You just got
from
another
Kim.
one from Kay too.
I got a king. Haha, there you go.
All right, you did it. Good job, buddy. All right.
Instant holy water.
Instant holy water.
The moment that the water hits its back, this thing kind of curls back and arches itself away from you. It did not like that, and its head is now turning, Linda Blair style, all the way back towards you. It is not happy.
Fuck.
But you have a second turn.
I'm gonna squirt it in the eye.
Make me another perception check.
Ooh, Jack.
Okay, you squirt it in the eye. It kind of rears back a little bit with its one eye, its hand kind of wants to come up, but It's too big and awkward in this really small space to really do that. But its other good eye is still on you. Who would you like to popcorn it to?
I am gonna popcorn it over to Nettie and say, "We don't need guns. We need super soakers."
Nettie like she looks in her bag for a second and I don't have that.
You just
she's
see him squirting with the bottle.
She saw what Sydney did, wrapping the crucifix to his gun, and she's actually going to do that. She's going to take a hair tie and just affix the crucifix to her gun.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that to you for free.
She's going to try to shoot him.
Okay, give me a perception check, boo boo.
That's going to be a 9.
Okay. You kind of glaze it a little bit. Glaze it. Graze it.
Who's she glazing?
Graze it a little bit.
Holy water.
It did not like that at all. And it kind of whips its head back to you, Nettie, from Liam, and its focus is now suddenly on you, and it's like lurching forward.
Nettie backs up.
What would you, or who would you like to popcorn that over to?
She's gonna popcorn it over to Chet.
Okay, Chet, do your thing, baby.
All right, Chet has learned his lesson about fire, and he's gonna go back to shooting this thing with his fancy rosary gun.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
All right. That's a 6. I'm gonna use my last advantage.
Go ahead.
That's a 9.
You graze it. Same deal.
Okay.
But that's okay. Who would you like to popcorn that over to?
Who do we have left? Sydney and the Beast?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it to the Beast, so
Okay.
it doesn't get to go twice.
Okay, good, smart girl. He's a good noodle. I think Liam at this point has probably done the most damage to it. So it whips its head back to you, Liam. And it is going to bite you, or bite at you. It is unhinged its maw, and it's going to do the thing. How much athletics do you have?
I have I have 2 in athletics.
Roll something. Percentile die. Percentile die. Liam, you have taken a significant amount of damage from this beast.
Okay.
Your right arm is gone in a flash. It lurches forward, and in those horrible teeth, it latches onto your arm and pulls back and rips. With a sudden sense of adrenaline, there's almost a brief moment of bliss where you don't quite notice what has happened, but you are bleeding out now from that arm.
Okay.
And it kind of throws your arm up into the air like a dog and bites it. Sorry, Myriad. And gulp. And then it's Sydney. Sydney goes twice again.
Great. I can't believe you've done this. Here we go. So I'm gonna shoot at the beast.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
You did some damage, baby.
Awesome.
You fire at it, and it kind of, as soon as the bullets hit it, it kind of rears back and almost like kind of chokes on Liam's arm a little bit as you do that. And it's and it takes a decent amount of damage there, but it then turns its attention to you now, Sydney. But you have a second turn.
Awesome. I'm going to use that term to go my movement towards Nettie, who I believe was carrying our rocket launcher.
Okay.
and I know we only have one rocket to it. I'm going to take the crucifix off of my weapon, and I'm going to use that tape to strap it onto the one missile that we do have.
Okay.
And then just kind of give her this look, like do the thing.
Okay. Who would you like to popcorn it over to?
I'm popping it over to Nettie.
Okay.
Yes. I guess Nettie's firing the rocket at it.
I'm gonna freeze frame. And this is out of initiative. But would anybody, since this is all happening kind of all at one time, would anybody like to duck and cover? I will give this to you for free. Okay, Chet, make me a perception to find good cover.
Oh God. I'm standing right in front of the dais. I feel like he would duck there. I got a 9.
Okay, very low roll or draw. We don't need a big high draw for that. You do it easy, just for the sake of keeping mechanical things mechanical. Liam.
A 6.
You find a half-broken bench. You're bleeding out. You're not feeling so hot, buddy.
So good, Mr. Stark.
And then Sydney, make me a perception to take cover.
I'm actually gonna stay by Nettie to help them aim this thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, right on. All right, Nettie, resume.
Okay.
Perception check.
This is like, I have a -1 to perception, so this is just like not great.
Oh no. You do have advantages.
Let's go!
That's why a rocket launcher is to whom it may concern.
Right. Excellent. You do so good. I'm so proud of you, Nettie. Right on your forehead. You blow that rocket launcher and phrasing. You fired that rocket launcher.
No, I like the first one.
You fire the rocket launcher and it sears through the air like this holy missile directly to the beast. And it kind of splays out for a moment. And as the dust settles, there's this huge explosion right beforehand. Sorry. Liam. What would Liam's last words be?
Shit.
I think that's very poetic for Liam. Liam, your body goes flying directly into the idols. It clatters through this explosion, and it's like a little rag doll. It's really sad. And your skull is crushed by one of the crucifixes before you even have a moment to really realize what has happened. As you fly and you give a good shit, Liam has fallen. The beast is laying there. As the dust settles, there is a hole where the door was. You have an out to get away from this thing. Who would you like to popcorn over to? Because we are still in initiative.
I was the first one technically in order after Sydney had his 2 turns. I'm gonna popcorn over to Chet.
Okay.
Beast is not moving.
Not currently.
Okay. He's gonna look to Sydney and Nettie and then out to the hole. Was this hole the way they came in or like opposite direction?
The way they came in. It was the front door.
I think it's time to go, bros. And he's actually gonna run over to Liam's body and lift Liam and try to like sling him over his shoulder.
Make me an athletics check for that.
Yeah, buddy. That's a 12 plus my suit plus 4, so 16.
Easy.
17.
Easy. That boy is light for you. You got it. All right. So you lift Liam's body up over your shoulder and you're making your way out. Would you like to popcorn over to anybody next? Please and thank you.
Yeah, I think he's got like Liam like over his shoulder with his one arm around like his thighs and his other hand is still holding this gun with the rosary. But he's gonna pause at the door. He's not gonna run out the door and leave everyone. He's gonna pause there.
Okay.
There's only one person left other than the beast. So I think I'm gonna try to play it smart because regardless, Myriad won't be able to go until the beginning of the next round, and I'm gonna give it to the beast so the beast can't go twice.
Okay, smart move. The beast lurches up. It is ragged and bloodied. It looks directly at you, Nettie. It looms. A shadow is cast over you. And as it swipes its hand down to crush you, there is a sudden white light from beyond. It is bright. It is brighter than anything you have ever seen, and it makes the beast shrivel and cower, but it is blinding to all of you. You have an opportunity now to go to this white light. It is both pure and casting across the field. Make me perception checks, everybody who's alive, starting with Chet. If you can run towards this, as you hear what you get, you got it. Easy, no problem, easy. Look at Sydney's got a queen. Queens! Snaps around. You are now running towards this light, all of you. You hear beyond it the sound of a bicycle bell. It is chink, 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 chink. And it's getting louder, and you suddenly realize what this white light are two headlights. There is a car driving towards you through this field. It's kind of littered with like corn, almost like it just drove through a cornfield. It is unmistakably a Lada, a 1985 Russian Lada, to be very precise with you, and it comes to a screeching halt before you. The lights are still on, but you make it to the car. Do all of you get in?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. Inside of the car, you are met with a face that is unfamiliar, but both familiar at the same time. Something of comfort and gentleness. An old, withered face looking at all of you, including Liam, who is dead. She smiles, and that is a comfort. She pops in a recording of an 8-track into the 8-track player as she drives off, the beast yawning and writhing and angry and stuck in this earthly grave. The recording begins as she turns up the music, or the volume. My name is Airman First Class Gail Driddle. It's Christmas, 1972. We're shipping out to Vietnam next week. Spy planes, something or other. I'm not going, though. I found something here. Beneath the ground, it's loud and it's rumbling. Some of them city boats came to base, accused me of smoking too much grass. It's not that. It promises me things. Really good stuff. It wants me to do horrible things to my friends. I don't know what Darlene's gonna say about this. The recording cuts out. It's the sound of Russian folk music. You're now driving in the car on a road. You don't know how long you've been there listening to that recording. The babushka says nothing to you. She just drives quiet and happy to be tapping her other foot along to the music and kind of bobbing her head along the way. She's quite content. She drives into the night. She stops at a glowing red exit sign along a cliffside. And she sort of motions for you all to get out. This is as far as she can go.
I think Sydney like slowly opens the door and just slides out the car, but before he does, he just says, thank you.
Mm-hmm. She says nothing. She just nods.
Okay. Looks to the rest of the group and is like, come on.
I think Nettie slides out of the car and she presses like a kiss to her hand and puts it on like the driver's side door and like a thanks.
He waves. Bye.
Chet reaches into his backpack and pulls out a White Claw. He's only got 2 left in there. And I imagine he was in the back seat with Liam, and he kind of slides it up front and drops it into a cup holder. That was real cool, Grandma. Real cool.
Picks it up. Vodka?
Road soda.
Road soda.
Give her crap.
No. She snaps it and she takes a sip and her eyes kind of go wide. And she is like this like little wrinkled, tiny little babushka. She's very cute. She's got the little headscarf on. She has her rosary up in the rearview mirror, and she takes the rosary off and she hands it over to you.
He puts it on.
And she pats your head. Road soda.
Road soda.
And she takes another sip and then waits for you to get out.
Yeah, he flex Liam's body and slides out and looks at the group and he's like, dude, doesn't matter what age you are, man. All chicks love White Claws.
They're really good.
Pretty good, man. I can't deny it.
Calorie.
Sydney takes a cigarette out of his pocket. He's been holding on to that crush pack of Newports this whole time and lights one up and he starts laughing.
As you begin walking on this lonely, foggy road, it takes you a while, but eventually you see a sign. It's got a cardinal on it. Welcome to Virginia. As you 3 lonely strangers walk into that humid night of a new place, you glance back at the darkness where you last saw Babushka. There is a hunger there in the gaping maw of nothingness. A reminder that in the case of government agencies, religious zealots, and the nightmares we share, nothing is ever to be trusted. Go forth, you digital angels of ambient glow, return to your digital heaven. Go forth, you paladins of seizing anxiety. Go forth, you warriors of complex post-traumatic stress disorder, ADHD, and depression. Go forth with loneliness, with an awkward silence, with awkward words that come from your mouth, that are wards against humanity you so wish to be a part of. No matter what you tell anyone, they're never going to believe you.